Hey lovelies, it's Ebony and I'm back with another video for you guys. This one is truly a special video because I'm happy to report that I have successfully birthed my beautiful baby girl Lennox. And I say successfully because I was so afraid of labor and pushing a person out of me. I really didn't need to go through any of that. Everything was pretty uneventful, thankfully. And she's here and she's beautiful and we are so thrilled, happy, joyous, all the above. Let's get into my labor and delivery as well as life with a newborn. And to keep things on track, I'm going to do it in a what I wish I knew style and also a what I expected versus what actually happened. So yeah, let's get into this video. Now before getting into my list, I'm just going to go down some little bullet points because I'm sure people will want to know. Lennox was born at 10:36 a.m. on February 15th, 2023. We thought she was going to be a Valentine's Day baby. We went into the hospital on Valentine's Day, but we're kind of glad that she's not, because when she gets older and she's an adult, what if she has a bad Valentine's Day? Then she'll have a bad birthday. This way she gets her own special day. She doesn't have to share it with a holiday. Shoot, if she has a great Valentine's Day, then her birthday comes right behind it. So any day she came would have been the perfect day. But the way this one worked out, we're really happy about. Now I did have her vaginally. I was induced because I had gestational diabetes and the doctors just wanted to go ahead and get her out of there, and I wasn't really that mad about it. We were more than ready to meet her and I wanted to get my body back to its normal healthy state, because that gestational diabetes, whew, y'all, if you've experienced it, then you already know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, just hope you never have to deal with it. If you do, just know it's manageable, but it's very, very, very annoying. Now as far as labor, I was pushing for about 35 minutes. She came right out, put her on my chest, and I just could not stop smiling. We are so blessed, and you guys know our story. We're just so thankful to have her. Now let's get into this list. Now the first thing on the what I wish I knew list is that I wish I would have known that the epidural is not as scary as I thought it was gonna be. I went into this labor and delivery thinking I wanted to do it as naturally as I could because I have a spinal fusion. Now first of all, let me say this. I have nothing against medicated birth or unmedicated birth or however you want to give birth. I'm open to whatever's going to get my baby here the safest and the quickest way possible. But because I have a spinal fusion, I was afraid of what poking around back there could do. Once I got into the hospital room and explained to the anesthesiologist my concerns, they reassured me that there was nothing to be afraid of. They knew exactly where to put the epidural. I was the only one with concerns. They weren't. And once they gave me the epidural, I was good to go. I labored on my own with the Pitocin. I don't know, 1 o'clock to probably 8 or 9 o'clock that night. Everything went super smoothly. I labored after that through my sleep. We went to bed, watched some TV, woke up the next morning, and Lennox popped out at 10:36 in the morning. Yeah, I just wish I would have done it sooner, actually. I just would have been in less pain. I didn't need to go through all of that because the fear that I was having was all in my head, and I just didn't need to go through that. Next, I wish I would have known to bring plenty of onesies, plenty of little baby hats, plenty of socks, whatever, extra blankets, because I just felt like I had some, but I wanted more. So I ended up having to send my mom back home to get me more onesies and more, you know, all these little things that I thought I wouldn't need, that I even just looked at and was like, I won't need that, I won't need that, because I just didn't want to pack too much. Who cares? You'll take it back home. But you don't want to be in there in the hospital room in the middle of the night wishing you had bought something. Try to avoid that as much as you can, because you just want to be comfortable. You want to be in the moment, and you don't want to have to worry about any extra thing that you thought about bringing but didn't bring. All right, next up, I wish I would have known to really get my meals prepared. Like I thought I could, you know, we would just get takeout, we'll order, drive through, whatever, groceries. Oh, we'll cook a little bit here and there. I should have made sure we had those meals prepared, because it just is not something you want to think about while you're at home taking care of your newborn, especially if you had a C-section or really eventful labor and delivery. You just want to make sure that you have as little to worry about as possible. If that means getting like a HelloFresh subscription or one of those meal subscriptions, or making food ahead of time and freezing it, or getting a family member to do that for you, just make sure you do it, because you don't want to get home and every night have to think about, oh, what are we eating for dinner, what are we eating for lunch, blah 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 blah. Like, it's so annoying. I just wish I would have taken it more seriously. I just thought it would come together. It usually does, but I should have been more diligent about that. Next up, I wish I would have known that I should have practiced buckling that car seat more than just the one time. So we got our car seat, we took it out the box, read the instructions, put it together, put it in the car, snap, 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 click, click, click. Oh, this is easy, so easy. Didn't look at it anymore until we were in the hospital room trying to put Lennox in the car seat when it was time to leave. Now, I'm sure a lot of hospitals are like the one I was at. They won't let you leave until they see the car seat, till they see you buckle the baby in. And we eventually got to that point, obviously, because we left the hospital. But it was difficult once we got her in there to try and tighten those straps, and we couldn't remember, like, how do we tighten it? What button do we push to pull the thing? And the whole time I feel like the escort is judging me and Alex, because it's like, y'all should have had this done. Look at you, what are you doing? You can't even buckle your baby in the car seat. Just make sure you practice buckling that car seat. Tighten those straps. Make sure you know what every little button and a lever does, because you don't want to be standing there Googling, YouTubing instructions the way we were doing. Next up, I wish I would have known to prepare for giving my body as much rest and healing time as possible. Now, because I had my baby vaginally, I was able, or at least I felt like I was able to get back to certain normal activities a lot sooner than I thought I would be able to. Honestly, it's amazing what the female body does, like pushing that baby out and just kind of going about its business. Like, it's wild, but it does take some time. It's not like an immediate push the baby out and you're back going to the grocery store, to work, whatever it is that you were doing before, like normal. Because I definitely had pains. There were, it was a lot of, situation things going on down there, but it didn't take as long as I thought it would. And because of that, like after the first 2 weeks, I felt like, oh, this is good. But even though I felt good at 2 weeks, my doctor had told me you can't drive for a month. And I was like, what? I can't drive for a month? Like, why didn't I know this before? You have to wait till you're fully healed. Even though you might feel that you're healed, your body is still working to heal itself on the inside. You need to give it time to do that. As much time as you can. I know everyone's situation is different, so just make sure you're really diligent about that. If you have to go back to work sooner than later, then just kind of take it easy at work if you can. Just find ways to make sure you're giving your body the space to do what it needs to do. Because if you're like me, super independent, don't really want to ask anyone for help because you can just do it yourself, you don't want to bother anyone, you have to consider, asking someone for help. Lean on your family. They're there, your friends. You'll be surprised how many people are ready and willing to step up, because honestly, they think they're going to see the baby anyway when they come by and do things for you. So people are ready to come and help you however you can. Just reach out. Okay, life with a newborn. Expectations versus what really happened. First up is, listen, I expected not to sleep that much. I expected to be up and down throughout the night. I knew I would be, but y'all, this is next level. This is beyond my imagination. This little girl, I feel like she's gonna be so bossy, but she's so cute. But anyways, I don't know. This was just, knowing this coming versus living it are two totally different things. And this every hour to hour and a half wake up throughout the night, and then still having to operate throughout the middle of the day. And y'all pray for me. Pray for me. Next on my list, now we formula feed in this house. Making her a bottle is easy. Feeding her, burping her, and then holding her to make sure her food digests, that's another thing. It makes the feeding process a little bit longer, and when you are super tired in the middle of the night, you just want to feed the girl and put her down and go back to sleep. But you can't do that because, she spits up. She doesn't, her body's new. Her digestion system is new, and you have to give it time to learn how to process all of that before you lay her flat on her back. Now, there are a lot of reasons why a baby might have hiccups or spit up after they've eaten, but I feel like using the right type of bottle can help reduce a lot of that. And that's why we love using the Man Baby Easy Start Anti-Colic bottles. Okay, so I went and grabbed one of the bottles because I wanted to show you guys what we like so much about it. Now, the first thing I'm going to mention is the natural nipple design. Lennox latched onto this immediately with no problem, and the nipple is supposed to be really good for babies who are being breastfed, who also bottle feed, so that's definitely a plus there. It also has this little number 1 on the nipple. That means that the nipples come in different sizes, meaning a manageable flow speed for baby, which is good because you don't want the milk to flood their mouth. Now the biggest plus about this bottle is the patented vented air base. This design makes it so that the air doesn't reach the baby's tummy, causing that unnecessary gas and discomfort. So when you're feeding a baby at 2 or 3 in the morning, the last thing you want them to experience is a lot of gas and just discomfort. You want them to go right back to sleep so that you can get your precious sleep. Then the next thing I didn't expect was all the pooping. Like, I know babies poop. Duh, babies poop. They're people, you know? But babies? New babies? This little girl pooped like 4 times in one day, and it was like almost a blowout each time. We were like, what is wrong? Oh my God. We were concerned something was wrong with the girl. We told the pediatrician about it, and she was like, it's completely normal. Don't worry. Babies are supposed to poop a lot. I was like, something is wrong with this little girl. We did something wrong. Why is she pooping so much? Oh my gosh. It was so funny. She's had more than a few blowouts. I thought when people, you know, would post these things on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube or whatever, I'm like, oh, that probably happens like once in a blue moon, the baby pooping through their diaper. No, this little girl, she did it twice this week already. All the pooping I was just not expecting. Next on the didn't expect list, we did not expect her to be, this isn't specific to her, but newborns. We didn't think that we couldn't put her on a schedule. I mean, I just assumed, you know, she would kind of put herself on a schedule in a sense, just like, oh, she'll sleep a few hours at this time, then she'll eat, and then she'll sleep another few hours and she'll eat. Like, I just thought it would go like in a, you know, sleep eat cycle. But apparently newborns, they can't tell the difference between day and night. They're eating around the clock. Sometimes they eat a little, sometimes they eat a lot. There are a lot of variables in place, so it makes it almost impossible to put them on a schedule. And I was like, oh my God, like I need to go to sleep. I don't really know when we'll be able to put her on a schedule. I'm assuming around a 3-month mark, 6-month mark. I don't know. Every baby's different. I'm sure some babies probably never get on a schedule, and I'm sure a lot of it has to do with, you know, how the parents are living their lives and how they're scheduling out things, but she will be on a schedule at some point. Also, what works one day may not work the next day when it comes to like putting her to sleep. Oh my God. I'm thinking, oh yeah, we put her to sleep this way last night. We played this music or played this sound. She don't care. Wham, wham, wham. Pick me up, feed me, hold me. I'm not sleeping. Figure it out. Next on my didn't expect list, I did not expect her to hate the swaddle. I did not know babies could hate being swaddled. I thought that was what they love, what they live for, is to feel like they're in the womb still. And apparently no, not Lennox. She's like literally fights to get out of the swaddle every chance that she gets. It's so much so that it's creating a lack of sleep for her and in turn for us. You know, it's just she grunting, trying to fight her way out of it. She wakes up that way. She doesn't wake up all peaceful and smiling. Every nap, every morning, she is like, get me out of this swaddle. I don't like it. I don't know why y'all keep putting me in it. So I looked into some alternatives, and I'm not sure what to try. I feel like any sort of limitation on her arms is gonna create that same reaction from her. And my issue is, you know, she has that newborn reflex where, you know, they think they're falling, so they wake up like this and they're like, ah, they get really afraid. She's done that before, and she woke up crying, and that was when I didn't know what it was, and I was just like, what is going on here? And yeah, they just think they're falling because, you know, they're no longer in the womb. It's a whole thing. So yeah, I just have to figure out what's gonna work for her, and so then we just have to just keep trying. Last but not least, did not expect the little girl to look like me. I just knew she was gonna look exactly like her father or my sister-in-law, because my husband and his sister look exactly alike. I mean, not exactly, they look a lot alike, and they look a lot like their dad. So I just assumed that those genes were so strong, that's who she's gonna look like. Because I look at my parents and I don't really look like either one of them. I feel like I'm just like a 50-50 mix, to where it's just kind of like cancels the other one out. Yeah, she looks exactly like me, to me right now at least. I've looked at baby pictures and compared the two. I look at her when other people are holding her, and I just look at her like she just looks like me, and I don't got no complaints. I love it. But yeah, you guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I can't wait to do another update. I'll probably wait and do maybe like a 3-month update, because I doubt things will, you know, change that much in the next few weeks. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up, share this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, turn on those notifications, and as always, thanks for watching.